my top 5 movies that I love, but everybody else seems to hate. I admit I completely stole this topic from another user on YouTube, Nixonax. She made a video that I thought was pretty entertaining on this subject, so I said I want to do this. And I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree or hate the movies that I talk about. So you know what? I'm just going to go for it. At number 5, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. I admit this movie, it's very silly, it's very over the top, it's nowhere near what the Ghost Rider movies could have been. Sure, I agree with that, but I think it's more fun than that first Ghost Rider movie was. I feel like Nicolas Cage, yes, he's over the top, yes, he's so crazy that how can you care or relate to the character, but fuck it, it's Nicolas Cage. At this point in his career, when was the last truly great performance I've seen him give? At least he's sort of going for it. He's putting everything into it. That scene when he's freaking out and the Ghost Rider is supposed to be coming out and he's just like yelling, and I love it. I laughed so hard in the theater when I saw that. Was that by design? I'm not sure. But even the Ghost Rider himself, I thought the effects were better than the first film. And I thought he was a little cool. I mean, the scenes where he's swaying back and forth, or just the over-the-top fire breathing and how he turns vehicles into fire stuff. I had fun with this film. And it's only an hour and a half long. Is the plot a little wonky with the devil needing a body to possess, so he gets this kid who's the prophecy, yada yada. Not too special, sure. But Idris Elba is in this movie as a pretty badass character. And that's all I need to say about that. At number 4, okay, I'm probably going to lose a shit ton of subscribers for putting this movie on the list, but fuck it. Twilight. Because I remember when I reviewed all of these films, people were like, really? You fucking like these movies? Look, it's not like I love them. It's not like they're movies that if people shit on, I defend. I'm not going to defend the film at all. But it's one of those movies where I remember when the first one came out, and I said, what the fuck is this? Vampires sparkling, glittering, really? And yeah, that still is stupid. But a friend of mine, she loved the books, and she kind of was like, you're going to come with me to see this. And she said, you have to make up for her coming to see all the superhero films that were coming out back in 2008. So I said, fine. And I sat there, I thought I'd be pissed off, I thought I'd rant and rave and just completely be angry watching it, but I saw that first film and thought, wow, okay, this isn't that bad. Clan of vampires that were going around, going to each town and killing people, and how the Cullen family were just trying to live amongst people and be normal, and the whole weird attraction that I guess Edward and Bella had because they weren't supposed to be together. I know. At the end of the day, it probably is really stupid, but I can't really hate on it. And I guess that goes for most of the Twilight films. I mean, the second one's pretty dumb, and the fourth movie's really bad, but the third film and the fifth film especially, I can't have an excuse. I really like those movies in the series. So there you go. At number 3, A Good Day to Die Hard. I remember my review for this. I praised the fuck out of this movie. I said, wow, this is awesome. It's badass. The action is great. Bruce Willis is John McClane. You can't go wrong. And fuck it. All of that I still think rang to be true. And then I saw reviews for this film that just completely tore it apart, ripped it to shreds. And I was a little surprised, but, you see people saying that it's too much action, it's too over the top, it's not believable anymore. And hell, the second film, when John McClane, his seat in the airplane parachutes up with the explosion underneath him, and that scene where, he comes up to the camera and, looks at the camera, and I'm like, come on. The Die Hard movies have always kind of been, especially the sequels, have always sort of been over-the-top action, but just good fun. Now, sure, with each sequel it got more over-the-top. The fourth movie's over-the-top, but, that movie got a little bit of hate, but nowhere near the level of hate this got. And fine, I get it. People are saying, you know, the original is a classic. The original is so gritty and real, and John McClane really looks like he's in pain throughout the whole thing. Look, I get it. That original Die Hard film, it's one of the best action movies, if not best movies ever. I love that first Die Hard film, but I'm not expecting any of these sequels to match that, or even come close to that. So if I can watch one of these sequels and still have fun with it, still have a good time, even if I have to turn my brain off to do it, I don't care. I'm willing to do it. At number 2, Jennifer's Body. Another film that I almost spent my whole review defending because this gets a shit ton of hate. And fine, if you just don't like it, whatever. I'm not going to get angry. I just tried to defend my liking for it. And no, it's not just because I like Megan Fox. It's not just because I think she's hot. It's not just because it's a horror film where she's eating people and then has kind of a lesbian relationship with her best friend Amanda Seyfried. No, that's not why. I had fun with this film. I like that Megan Fox took the risk and did a horror film like this, and I feel like the writing was... it knew what it was. It wasn't taking itself seriously. I don't know if people went into this expecting it to be scary or serious. I don't find this movie scary. I find it fun. I find it funny. And I think it has some pretty good gore, which nowadays, fuck, if I can find a horror film that's rated R and has some halfway decent gore in it. And even the band who kidnaps Megan Fox and performs the ritual on her to get rich and famous, like, Adam Brody is so over the top and funny as the character that's when I knew what type of film this was. Amanda Seyfried as Needy, the main character. That's what makes this movie work, because you care about her. You want her to either save her best friend from becoming more evil or just stop her. So, I don't know. People won't agree with me whenever I talk to people about this film. I've met maybe one other person that got it and liked this movie as much as I did. So, whatever. I'm done defending it. At number 1, for my all-time favorite movie that I like but people hate, maybe this isn't fair, Cabin Fever, the original. Maybe this isn't as hated as I think it is. The reason why I put it on the list is because I've shown this film to so many of my friends. So many of them. At least 5 of them who have all watched it and didn't like it. And that's what's most disappointing. I think it's because it's people that I know and that I'm friends with and that I usually can relate to or like the same movies as, and then when I have as much love for this movie as I do and they don't like it either, it sucks. It's one of the worst feelings ever, because then I'm sitting there looking like a jackass because I built this movie up where I said, hey, it's fun, you're going to like it, and they list everything that they don't like about it, that's over the top, and that they can't get into it. And I don't know. I like this premise. I like just the idea of a group of friends going to the cabin in the woods. Cliche, sure, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work anymore. And this whole flesh-eating disease, I think, is a very real and scary type of conflict you can put characters in for a horror film. Seeing them turn on each other, seeing which ones are out for themselves or which one of your friends truly care about you. And still, the finger bang scene is one of the best horror movie scenes ever. I love it. And sure, the ending is pretty downbeat and depressing, but still, I don't know how else I would have ended the film. I think it takes a pretty creepy and dark turn as far as the town people, and just, there's a lot of cool things in here while having fun with it, and while just saying, fuck it, let's just have fun with a horror film. Why not? Anyways, guys, that's my list for movies that I love, but everybody else tends to hate. Let me know in the comments below, how much do you disagree with my list, because I know I'm going to get a lot of that. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!